I'm a little bit of a critic of all the promise of AI to deliver in every area across biotech, because I think it will be very focused. There'll be improvements to some parts of the drug discovery process. But all these discoveries in, AlphaFold and Boltz-2 and protein folding, definitely very helpful for some parts of the problem, but working out how to get chemical matter that hits a certain protein hasn't been a bottleneck for a long time. Making molecules is not a bottleneck anymore. Hitting a protein with new molecules is not a bottleneck. The big bottleneck is phase 2 attrition rates, which is finding a target or targets that actually translate into disease modification in a patient population.
So until we have an AI replica of the entire human biology, then we're not going to be able to accelerate those trials.
Yeah. Well, and
as far as I know, we still don't have a working model of the cell. So I think it's going to be a while until we get the full human body.
It's funny you say that, because today Endpoints released an article that I didn't read, but the headline was Zera Therapeutics is moving towards this idea of like an AI cell.
Yep.
Saw that.
With $1 billion, I mean, I would hope so, right?
Yeah, look, quantum mechanics has been struggling to characterize anything larger than a hydrogen atom for, about 100 years. So I think it's going to be slow going, but that's not to say it's insurmountable. And I definitely believe AI in areas where it's strong, where you can pass complex data into a simple digital format like image recognition, it's been hugely successful there. You've got all these sort of diagnosis-driven AI approaches, machine learning approaches to looking at cancer screening and other things, and it actually does very, very well in those applications. And I think we'll see this sort of non-distributed, specialized activity in other areas of drug discovery as well.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's pretty hard to collect a bunch of high-frequency data on every single part of a cell, which is what you need to train the models. And even if you could collect that data, the one thing that's different between a cell or any other biological system versus image recognition or text is that there are feedback loops. Mm-hmm. And you don't have that in the video models or the image models or the text models. It's just whatever happened before predicts the next thing. But there's no looping back and continuously adjusting the thing that happened before, which we'll see in any sort of biological system. So I think it's going to be a while before we can eliminate phase 2 trials with an AI model. But we'll see. It could be wrong.
Maybe I'm just not good at thinking about big numbers, but I do feel like maybe, I just finished Ray Kurzweil's latest book, and, generally people who work in software and are familiar with information technologies take a different view, and everything's scalable and eventually we'll get there. But I do wonder if biology maybe just has this irreducible complexity, a cell is very complex, let alone, a whole organism, with all these interacting organs and systems. It's
the computer science people think that everything is easy because everything in their field is, easy, right? You can create a massive project just by downloading a few GitHub repos and doing this and that. And they're like, I don't understand why other things are so hard. Yeah, I mean, I understand let's just extrapolate and assume that we can just keep adding compute cycles and that will, fix all the problems. But I don't know.
There's just too much happening at once biochemically. I feel like we need a new calculus to model systems biology. It seems almost impossible, honestly.
AI will invent it.